What is up, everybody? What is going on? Welcome to Sixers Post Game Live. Today we are reacting to the Sixers 118-109 loss to the Milwaukee Bucks. Our guys played with so much heart, so much fight. A loss is a loss. Guys, Justin, I am so proud of what I saw from this team tonight. My man is Justin over there at J_Persichetti on Twitter. What's up, Justin?
Yo, man, I don't even know what to say anymore about the Sixers. It's really inspiring watching them play basketball, and it's weird to say inspiring when they just lost 2 games in a row, but like the type of basketball this team's playing with the type of players or type players they should be on the court. I put "should be" in quotes because role players are supposed to be role players, but man, just playing above and beyond their positions, and it's so much fun to watch. And we haven't seen that brand of basketball here in Philly in a long time.
You look at who's not playing. No Joel Embiid, no Tobias Harris, no Matisse Thybulle, no Seth Curry. You would have thought on a second game, they just played the Knicks 2 nights ago, a tough game, a hard-fought game where they took the L. You would have thought this game, man, this game's over. Let's watch some college basketball tonight. No. Doc Rivers had these guys ready to go at least through 3 quarters, and this was fun, Justin. This game was a lot of fun. The kids showed up today. Shake Milton, Tyrese Maxey, Paul Reed's defense on Giannis had a ton of flashes tonight. But yeah, let's start with this backcourt because we got to. You look at Shake Milton, you look at Tyrese Maxey, 19 of 40 from the floor, 51 points, just 1 turnover, 10 assists, 51 points and 1 turnover from our guys Shake Milton and Tyrese Maxey. Now joining us, my man Sean. What's going on, man?
Not much. Like you guys are saying, somehow an awesome loss. And I know they don't give out moral victories in the NBA, but the Sixers earned one here tonight. So definitely an inspiring performance, and this team just keeps fighting.
Yeah, let's go on. We just kind of did our intros. Let's go on to just Tyrese Maxey. I think just stole the show tonight. Tyrese Maxey ended the game 31 points, 4 of 9 from 3, 4 assists, 1 block, no turnovers on the game. That first quarter performance where he had 17, 2 assists, 7 of 9 from 3. Just an epic performance. Justin, what was your thoughts on Tyrese Maxey tonight, man?
Dude, Tyrese Maxey just keeps impressing me more and more as the games go on. Obviously, last game against the Knicks, he definitely had a harder time offensively when it came to efficiency. Today, 50% on 24 shots, which is, in my opinion, and I think in most basketball guys' opinion, is really, really good for 24 shots. So you love to see it. He threw out everything in his bag today. He got the scoop layups. He got the floaters. Had some nice 3-pointers. Had some mid range. Had some mid range shots. Some fadeaways. Just everything tonight. Something that really impressed me the most with him is that he wasn't scared of going at Giannis in the paint. Not a lot of guys that are 6 foot tall are going to just go in full head of steam at the paint with Giannis standing right there. He was going at him with floaters, going at him with hook. Going at him with like the hook layup. Unluckily, he got blocked by Giannis at the end of the game, but it's going to happen. It's Giannis.
Yeah, you love to see. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Sean.
Oh, my bad. I once again just super impressed with Maxey. He's just never afraid of the spotlight, and it's been that way since he came here. And you can just see the growth, and especially tonight, it was noticeable on him creating his own shot and his desire to just like go out and create his own, find his own shot. That was not there last year, and that's a credit to the work he's put in this offseason, everything that he's put into himself and his development, and it's showing. And it's so cool to just watch this guy grab this opportunity every time there's guys down, and I'm so excited for what there's still to see with him.
Yeah, we talked about this on Morning Cup of Joe. Like, Maxey was ultra aggressive yesterday to the fact that he wasn't not necessarily facilitating as much when guys were open. But you look at 9 3-point attempts tonight, That is just kudos. I love to see this guy step up. Be aggressive. He can be over aggressive at times, for sure, especially getting into that paint area. But look at this shot, man. My man, Tyrese Maxey, he gets the ball eventually here with the step back. Like, the dude is shooting just under 40% from three, just under 40% from three early this season. So we talked about areas of how Maxey takes his game to the next level. Obviously, it's as a playmaker, getting others involved better. And he has been doing that, getting others involved. But, man, that undershooting for under 40%. Yes, Justin.
Can someone please explain to me why Tyrese Maxey makes more threes when he's doing either step to the side or a step back than he does when he's actually stepping into his jump shot? It makes zero sense to me. It makes zero sense. It's the weirdest part about it is he's short at most times when he's stepping into the jump shot. It just makes no sense to me. How does that happen?
I don't know, man.
I don't know either. It's similar it reminds me a little bit of James Harden with the step back that he became and how it just was such a timing thing for his shot. Like, you see Maxey kind of setting it up in a similar way. And obviously they're much different players, but there is kind of that element of like that ISO ball, I'm going to get a shot that he's starting to develop that I would absolutely love that can fully come into fruition.
I think your opinion on that is most opinions for Sixers fans, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
17 and a half field goal attempts the last last two nights from Tyrese Maxey. ABD says, just ran out of bullets at the end. Only 7 turnovers. It was a clean game. Shots just didn't fall. You could see the team just lose their legs there in that fourth quarter. What did they shoot in the fourth quarter? It was brutal. They shot
not good.
6 of 29 in the fourth quarter. Petronius says, great game by Furkan. Man, that was not a good game. I find it hard. 2 of 18. 2 of 18 from the field. I'm not going to rip Furkan tonight. The guy has been.
I would say that Furkan. Let's be completely honest. Furkan was in a lot of perspectives a big reason why they lost this game tonight. At least in the fourth quarter, because in the past, the 6-game stretch where the Sixers were winning a lot, he was the guy. Him and Niang were hitting, and Embiid obviously were hitting big shots at the end of games. And they tried to go to Korkmaz a few times at the end of this game, and he just was not hitting the night. But that's going to happen. People have off nights.
Yeah, I will say also the 1-3 that he did hit, and he went 1 of 12 from beyond the arc. He shot that like he was dead red hot from downtown and looked as confident as ever. So I won't be too hard on Furk either. He's been tremendous so far this year. So everybody has a bad game.
Yeah, absolutely. And there was a play like 6 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter where he wanted the ball. He wanted to score, and he took it from Tyrese. You can see
Maxey like threw his arms up.
He's like, Maxey was feeling it. He wanted the ball, and kind of, I think it resulted in like a missed shot at the rim by Furkan in the paint or something like that. Job says, can't be upset when you lose to 2 great teams without your key players. Love to see our bench step up. That has been the trend this season, man. Chris says, tough loss. Our team is gaining experience. I also mentioned, I'm not even going to say that name. Did the Bucks game plan Korkmaz? That is interesting. I might have to look at that tomorrow for sure. I'm going to look at that tomorrow, Ben. That's a great comment. Yeah.
Here's the biggest thing though with Furkan. It's similar to Seth Curry that I talked about. Although Furkan's 6'7", he doesn't use all of his length in his shots. He doesn't have a very archy shot. He's a very line drive shooter, just like Seth Curry. And so when you get a guy with length on him and a guy who's athletic, guys like Pat Connaughton who can really get up, Pat Connaughton has one of the highest verticals in the league at 6'4". So when you have guys like that, Jordan Nwora, Pat Connaughton, you're going to have a harder time. And you could tell they were getting out and contesting his shots a lot more than typically guys do.
Let's go on to ABD says the COVID curse is a blessing in disguise for this team. Payoff in the playoffs. Danny Green got to go. I know I might get a little slack for this, but I was a little okay with Danny Green tonight. He had a few moments in this game that were massive. He had some back-to-back corner threes when it mattered. I know that turnover when he just dribbles it off. Like, I think him and Korkmaz some miscommunication there, threw the ball out of bounds. But yeah, you kind of deal with the good and the bad with Danny Green, and there's a good amount of both. Petronia says, great effort by the Sixers. They just didn't have enough. Absolutely. I want to go on to Paul Reed. Can we talk a little bit about Paul Reed today?
Yes.
Because Saturday night against the Bulls, he was terrific. He held DeMar DeRozan to 11 points on a significant amount of possessions. The primary defender only played 4 minutes against the Knicks last night, which was a little shocking. Tonight, the dude was all over the place defending Giannis. Sean, what was your quick thoughts on Paul Reed tonight, and especially his defense, man?
Yeah, Paul Reed is our Giannis stopper tonight, which is something that's crazy to see. The block and him talking some smack afterward, I absolutely loved. He was valuable to the team, and I was upset he got a little like overzealous on the offensive end toward the end of the game there. If he had stayed in his lane a little bit more, and the one left-handed hook shot I didn't like, but defensively he was absolutely terrific, and you could see the difference when it was him in there versus Niang. And for him to carve out a role like that, like he seems to be learning how to play the four on the NBA level right now, which is kind of cool. And I've been from the beginning said that there's something there worth developing and worth taking the growing pains now for what there is still to come. And I think tonight is evidence of that.
I'm really happy you brought up Niang because Giannis was 12-26 from the floor tonight. I guarantee you go back and you look at, the defensive possessions. A lot of that was against Niang. They were switching like crazy there. What about you, Justin? What was your take on Paul Reed?
Yeah, Paul Reed. I mean, I've been talking about him for a while. I got to cover him last year in his lone season with the Blue Coats, and man, he's just a lot of fun to watch play basketball. Guy puts in effort like you've never seen before. He is all over the court at all times, anytime he's on the court, and you really saw that evidently tonight against Giannis. He put so much effort in on him all game. He got bested by Giannis on a number of occasions also throughout the game. But when the guy's got probably 30, 40 pounds of muscle on you, you're going to have a hard time with him. And he just got bodied by him a few times. By him. Overall, a really good effort.
My bad, Justin. The sound was on. But look at this defense. Like this is the kind of like Ben Simmons-esque defense. Not many guys on the Sixers have the body, to get in front of Giannis like this. I love this defensive play. Just really strong performance defensively by Paul Reed. See it down there. 2 blocks. He had 3 steals. I cannot wait to see the defensive numbers in the morning because he was terrific. Justin, what do you want to talk about, man?
Real quick, I did want to say not a lot of people know that Paul Reed is like a legit 6'9" and a 7'2" wingspan. Like the guy's not like he's a legit big body, and if he gets some muscle on him, it's gonna be a big problem for guys in the NBA. So overall, I think tonight, and I was gonna talk about this coming into the post game show, but the 3-pointers were falling, and then all of a sudden they weren't. So that was gonna be my big thing coming into this was. Yeah. The big difference was 3-pointers were falling tonight, but I'll say another big thing for me was the fact that we talked about Maxey already, so it's tough. The fact that the Sixers were able to score this many points without having Seth Curry is mind-boggling because Seth Curry has typically been the guy in the starting lineup to really step up when you're out Tobias Harris and when you're already out Ben Simmons and now out Joel Embiid. Seth Curry's been the guy to step up. And the fact that you have others and Tyrese Maxey takes an even bigger leap is just huge. Who you could not have told me that tonight the Sixers would have scored 109 points without their, maybe 3 or 4 top scorers last season? Think about that. The Sixers are without their 4 top scorers from last season. And they scored 109 points tonight.
Especially 44 attempts from 3-point range. The team averages 33, just under 30 last year. Is like just ironically, they probably that's probably one of the highest totals attempts they've had in a game this season. Just Paul Reed. Going back to this comment by Petronia says Paul Reed needs to add shooting to his game. The dude averaged 3.6 3-point attempts with the Blue Coats.
And he also shot
here.
40. He shot 40.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it is, but he shot I think he shot 44% from three with the Blue Coats last year. Like, the guy can shoot he can legitimately shoot when given the opportunity, in my opinion. But also, you got to remember, that's when he was playing the center, and he played a very Joel Embiid type role with the Blue Coats. He pretty much gave him the ball in the post, and he, like the old Joel Embiid when playing with Ben Simmons, would be trailing behind the point guard coming up in the half court and just hitting those 3-pointers at the top of the key. So he can shoot.
Or it's as simple, he came to the Sixers practice facility and just forgot to shoot.
That's possible.
It's happened 1,000 times.
Yeah.
All right. Where do we want to go from here? Andre Drummond had another massive game. 17 points, 20 rebounds, 2 blocks. He was a -12, 7 offensive boards tonight. Just an unbelievable amount of tip-ins, especially after Tyrese Maxey's misses. The one tip-in where Maxey, I think it was at the end of that first half, and Maxey's just jumping around, just celebrating. It was absolutely hilarious. But Drummond continues to get the job done as backup center. Again, the depth on this team has probably been a top 3 storyline of this early season for the Sixers. And Drummond, I believe, net rating is number 1 on the Sixers. So especially in the second half, which is absolutely crazy. It's not Joel Embiid. It's not Tobias Harris. It's not Seth Curry. It is Andre Drummond. So, Sean, what's your take on Drummond this season? And what have you liked? What have you disliked?
Yeah, 70 points and 20 rebounds, like you said. So he now has 45 rebounds in the past 2 games, which is absolutely absurd. And he generally has rebounding as a skill of his, which you don't say about a lot of guys in the NBA. A lot of it is such size, positioning, effort, everything combined. But just he has a knack, Drummond, for just getting grown man rebounds and snatching it. And the tip-ins were absolutely insane. He's been so much better than Dwight Howard and so much more just pure production and no nonsense that it's been so exciting to see. And I mean, it's still the Andre Drummond experience a little bit. We saw some reckless turnovers. We saw him trying to do a little bit too much at times, but you can't ask for more than the production that he is giving. And I mean, it's awesome to have options down there. I love that him and Reed are both kind of being given looks like this. And this, kind of the comment a little bit ago about this being a blessing in disguise, it's awesome to see these guys take on bigger roles than they're necessarily going to have down the stretch. So if we can get all these guys right now and then head into a minimized role, I think Drummond's a great example of that. So I've been super encouraged with everything I've seen.
Justin.
No, I agree. I don't know if I have much to add from what you guys said, but it's legitimately it just you can't say any. I don't even know what to say about it. You have guys that are all of them making less than $5 million, and they are just going at starting level players. You just don't see that. It's not normal. This is not a normal occurrence. It's beyond the thoughts. It's hard to explain.
I don't want to look into this too much because it's just a regular season win in November. But you look at the downfalls of last year's team. Obviously the roster is going to look a lot different come April, come May, as this season progresses. But you look at those minutes between Ben and Dwight Howard. I know Ben's probably not going to be on this roster, but there were many times when the team was just a massive net negative anytime Dwight and Ben were on the court. And come playoff time, you look at these guys coming together like Furkan, like Niang, like Drummond, like Matisse. When all these guys are healthy, there is something there. There is definitely something there to be actually excited about. I think that once maybe you find a real true point guard on this team, insert Maxey back to that bench, you got something that could be interesting. I'm not saying getting past the second round. I'm not saying championship, but depends on what your expectations are. But
and guys, let's also understand the fact that this game was a very winnable game at the end. If you have more efficient offense at the end of this game, it's a very winnable game. If you have Joel Embiid in this game, there's a very likely chance you win.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, the Bucks didn't have Brook Lopez today. They didn't have They had Giannis at the center, and Joel Embiid has been known to tear up Giannis down in the paint. This was a very winnable game if your team is healthy. So just remember that.
Yeah, and a normal Furkan Korkmaz. I'm sorry, Korkmaz fans, but a normal Korkmaz game. This is a W for the Sixers. Player of the game. Let's lead off with Sean. Who is your player of the game tonight?
It has to be Tyrese Maxey for me.
Yeah.
As much as I want to get creative, he was the man of the hour, and just like the willingness to step into the spotlight. This team would not be in that game if it wasn't for him, so he earned it.
Yep. What about you, Justin?
Here's the struggle. Do I just throw you a lob and like give you an easy one, or do I get creative here? Because I kind of want to go, and I feel like this is just cheating, because I've been, or not cheating, but I feel like I've been going across to the other teams a lot recently, and I have been. I think the last 2 games I've gone to the other team, and I think I'm going to do it again. Grayson Allen, man.
All right.
I'm not a big fan of him either, but I'll tell you what, man, the kid can play. Mm-hmm. And he hit just about every dagger 3 he could have. The amount of 3-pointers he hit, then he was hitting them off the glass from the mid-range, hitting his floaters, like getting and ones. The man was he was killing them. And the Sixers were doing a good job taking away the big players in the Bucks, and their role players are killing them. Bobby Portis, Grayson Allen, man, just great game.
I'll tell you who was not player of the game was the TNT crew, who called Tyrese Maxey. They called Paul Reed Patrick Reed, and Charles Barkley called George Niang Yang. So they were struggling all over the place, as usual.
Well, that's what happens when you have role players playing starting minutes and playing well. You actually have to know role players' names.
I miss Zuma. I'm going to go Paul Reed for my player of the game. I'm going to go with Paul Reed, because you look at kind of what the Sixers need, moving forward. And hopefully this is just more evidence that Doc can trust this guy for real rotation minutes moving forward. They need a positionless defender, a wing that can put pressure all over the place on the perimeter, especially help with rebounding, which has been a major sore spot for the Philadelphia 76ers so far this season. I absolutely loved his defense tonight on Giannis. That was one of the major reasons why they're actually in this game. And you look at Paul Reed tomorrow morning, follow me on Twitter, because I'll post the defensive numbers. I guarantee you they were awesome against Giannis. Really strong defense. What?
I gave you a lob.
How are
you not going to pick Andre Drummond? How are you not going to pick Andre Drummond?
We guessed about him all night last night. It's time for Paul Reed. But my man Paul Reed only played 4 minutes against the Knicks after literally playing great against the Chicago Bulls.
Out the mud.
Yeah. And
I will be honest. So Andre Drummond was a big reason the Sixers were in this game. The amount of shots that he tipped in to even keep this game close in the 4th and 3rd quarter was ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so Drummond against the Knicks held on to 5 of 18 from the floor. I guarantee you it's right around that same area. Drummond's been just crazy. Let's wrap it up. Sean, lead us off, man. Where can we find you? What do you got going on, man?
Yeah, follow me on Twitter at SeanBernard1. Check out me and my co-host James Brain's podcast, Pick Swap Pod on Twitter, on YouTube. I'll have a written article after tonight's game that should be coming out shortly, and then check out all my socials for everything. So I'll be back on soon.
Come on, go ahead. That is Philadelphia Sports Network, right?
Yes, my bad.
Philly Sports Network. Go check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Justin, you're up there.
You can go follow me on Twitter at J_Persichetti. Man, Blue Coat season just started up. You're going to go check out a tweet I just put about a little bit exclusive note I got from the #1 overall pick in the G League draft, Shamari Pons. It was kind of funny. So go check that out on my Twitter. Blue Coats basketball. It's here, and I'm there for it. So let's keep it up.
Oh, man. College basketball is back tonight. I'm really excited. As soon as this is over, I'm watching Gonzaga. They got a front court that everyone should be watching. That's going to be really interesting.
Before you go watch that, you have to make sure you shout yourself out. Tell everybody what you got going on.
I am Dives, Mr. Crockpot. I've got a science fiction movie draft this Saturday night. I've got the last pick in the draft. I'm probably going to go Inception or like Interstellar or something like that.
Interstellar's going to be there at the last pick?
What's that?
Interstellar's going to be there at the last pick?
I don't know, man. You never know how these things go, but the last movie draft I did, I had the last pick and I won. But I like that, especially in the movie genre that has like so many great films. Like I love having the last and the first pick in the second round. That's a sexy spot. But you can follow me on Twitter. What's that?
It's a sexy spot, man.
And we're doing a movie trivia night on Friday night. That's going to be really fun. Something new, and it's going to be a drinking game. So that'll be.
If y'all want to see Dibes get a little, if you want to see a hint of what we used to see every single Sixers live stream, watch party, go check that out. Go check that out.
I've cleaned it up since being a father. I absolutely have. I used to never mind. I used to be belligerent. But anyway, guys, thank you.
Get out of here.
The comment section was awesome tonight. Thank you everyone for commenting. If you're watching us live, please be sure to smash that like button. Follow my man over there, Justin at J_Persichetti. He is Sean Bernard at Sean_Bernard1. Check out the Pick Swap Pod and all his amazing work at Philly Sports Network. Thank you so much, Sean, for coming on. For Justin, for Sean, for myself. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay awesome.